Howdy, y'all. It's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this April 18th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you. Card the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist, and please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and that notification bell so you stay caught up. All right, so yesterday we saw the first part of what was basically the downhill trajectory of the kings of Israel and Judah. We're going to skip over several chapters here and go to chapter 17 today in First Kings. But I wanted just to read off how many kings we go through real quick before we get to where we are in our story today, because we go through several. Okay, so we have Rehoboam, who's the king of Judah and of Israel, right after Solomon. And then after that, we have Abijah, then Asa, then Nadab, king of Israel, Baasha, king of Israel, Elah, Zimri, Omri, and then finally Ahab. And Ahab is where we're going to leave off today. So Ahab is currently the king of Israel. So we have a lot of this up and down part as the kings go forth. And it resembles a lot of what happened with the judges, where Israel would sin, they get scattered, God would raise up a judge and lead them back to him and return them to their land, and then they just begin that cycle again. It kind of resembles that with these kings, where you have, some kings that were really bad, that were idolatrous and morally reprehensible and just did not follow the Lord, and then their successor would lead them back to God, would follow God and obey God, and they just kind of do this kind of thing here. So we're going to go to chapter 17 today, and happens during the rule of Ahab, and Ahab is involved with a woman named Jezebel. Now that name may sound familiar to you. Jezebel is often a name or a term used for deceptive woman, power hungry woman or whatever. But during this time, there is a prophet living among the people of Israel named Elijah. Elijah is one of the more famous prophets that we learn about here in the Bible. So let's see what happens today in 1 Kings chapter 17, starting in verse 1. Elijah was a prophet from the town of Tishbe in Gilead. He said to King Ahab, "I serve the Lord, the God of Israel. By his power, I promise that no dew or rain will fall for the next few years. The rain will fall only when I command it to fall." Then the Lord said to Elijah, "Leave this place and go east. Hide near Kerith Ravine, east of the Jordan River. You can get your water from that stream, and I have commanded ravens to bring food to you there." So Elijah did what the Lord told him to do. He went to live near Kerith Ravine, east of the Jordan River. Ravens brought Elijah food every morning and every evening, and he drank water from the stream. There was no rain, so after a while the stream became dry. And the Lord said to Elijah, "Go to Zarephath in Sidon and stay there. There is a widow there that I commanded to take care of you." So Elijah went to Zarephath. He went to the town gate and saw a woman there gathering wood for a fire. She was a widow. Elijah said to her, "Would you bring me a small cup of water to drink?" As she was going to get the water, Elijah said, "Bring me a piece of bread too, please." The woman answered, "I promise you, before the Lord your God, that I have nothing but a handful of flour in a jar and a little bit of olive oil in a jug. I came here to gather a few pieces of wood for a fire to cook our last meal. My son and I will eat it and then die from hunger." Elijah said to the woman, "Don't worry. Go home and cook your food as you said. But first make a small piece of bread from the flour that you have and bring it to me. Then cook some for yourself and your son. The Lord, the God of Israel, says, that jar of flour will never be empty, and the jug will always have oil in it. This will continue until the day the Lord sends rain to the land." So the woman went home and did what Elijah told her to do. And Elijah, the woman, and her son had enough food for a long time. The jar of flour and the jug of oil were never empty. This happened just as the Lord said through Elijah. Some time later, the woman's son became sick. He became worse and worse until he stopped breathing. Then the woman said to Elijah, "You are a man of God. Can you help me? Or did you come here only to remind me of my sins and to make my son die?" Elijah said to her, "Give me your son." He took the boy from her and carried him upstairs. He laid him on the bed in the room where he was staying. Then Elijah cried out to the Lord. He said, "Lord my God, this widow is letting me stay in her house. Will you do this bad thing to her? Will you cause her son to die?" And Elijah lay on top of the boy 3 times. He prayed, "Lord my God, let this boy live again." The Lord answered Elijah's prayer. The boy began breathing again and was alive. Elijah carried the boy downstairs, gave him to his mother, and said, "Look, your son is alive." The woman answered, "Now I know that you really are a man from God. I know that the Lord really speaks through you." All right, well, there you have it. So, this is just one of the incredible stories that we're going to see with Elijah. Elijah is following God, even though he doesn't really know where he's going or what he's doing. Why? He just knows that he needs to follow the Lord. So Israel is enduring harsh times right now. No rain for years. So great famine, food shortages, water shortages all over. But again, God in his supernatural power does amazing and wonderful things. As you can see here with the flour and the oil, causes them to never run dry, never run out. They always have food. God provides. And then, of course, we see the miracle of rebirth, of not resurrection, but returning to life, as the son of the widow was returned to life by God, thanks to the pleas of Elijah. All right, so that's all for today. We're going to pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.